Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today because we are breaking down a moment that literally stopped traffic, lit up the night sky, and completely rewrote the record books of modern cricket. After years of agonizing near misses, heartbreaking losses, and endless rebuilding, the Royal Challengers Bengaluru finally captured their maiden IPL title in the 2025 season. It was a victory that sent absolute shockwaves through the sporting world and beyond. So today, we're going to deconstruct exactly how they pulled it off, what the underlying numbers tell us about this gripping finale, and how one single sporting triumph galvanized an entire city and the business world.
Now, before we get bogged down in the spreadsheets and the strike rates, we really need to ground this story in its profound human stakes. When that final ball was bowled, Virat Kohli, cricket's biggest star, a guy with over 300 million followers, literally slumped to his knees and cried. He has been with this franchise since day one, back in 2008. He said, "I've given this team my youth, prime, and experience. To finally have it is an unbelievable feeling." You see, this wasn't just another trophy to put in a cabinet. This was the culmination of nearly 2 decades of relentless pursuit, extreme loyalty, and just unbelievable pressure.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 18 years in the making, the final showdown, the turning point, kings of the season, and finally, the brand bandwagon.
Section 1. 18 years in the making. The emotional epicenter. So to truly understand the sheer magnitude of the final match in Ahmedabad, you first have to understand the agonizing weight that preceded it and the absolute catharsis that followed. There's this incredible poetic justice in the number 18 for this franchise. Think about it. 18 represents the exact number of years the fans waited since the league started. It represents the 18th edition of the Indian Premier League, and, famously, it is the iconic jersey number of Virat Kohli himself. For 18 seasons, RCB fans were legendary for their unwavering loyalty despite getting their hearts broken year after year. So when the moment finally arrived, all of that pent-up emotion just erupted.
And man, that eruption completely transformed the metropolis. On the night of June 3, 2025, the city of Bengaluru essentially turned into an oasis of light. Reports and drone footage rolling in showed a city that basically resembled Diwali. Firecrackers were going off every few feet. Over in major hubs like HSR Layout, the streets were completely chock-a-block with people waving flags, screaming, and dancing. Traffic literally came to a total standstill as fans poured into the streets. This micro-level victory on a cricket pitch over in Ahmedabad triggered a massive, macro-level cultural explosion in Bengaluru.
Section 2. The Final Showdown. A game of margins.
So how did they actually pull this off under the immense pressure of over 100,000 screaming fans at the Narendra Modi Stadium? Well, the sheer contrast in how these 2 innings played out really tells the whole story. Shreyas Iyer's Punjab Kings put RCB into bat, and the Challengers ended up posting a very competitive 190 for 9. And notice how it was a total collective effort. You had Virat Kohli anchoring with 43 off 35, Liam Livingstone chipping in a rapid 25, and some crucial late boundaries pushing them to a defendable total. Now, in response, Punjab mounted a super valiant chase. They started strong with Josh Inglis hitting 39, but ultimately they were carried by this incredible lone warrior performance from Shashank Singh. He stayed unbeaten with a blistering 61 off just 30 balls, but despite his absolute heroics, Punjab fell just short, finishing at 184 for 7.
They fell short by exactly 6 runs. Just let that sink in for a second. We just talked about an agonizing 18-year wait, full of these sweeping narratives and massive emotional stakes, and yet the ultimate difference between heartbreak and history was a razor-thin margin of just 6 runs. It just goes to show you that finals are rarely blown wide open, right? They are games of inches, dictated entirely by nerve and precise execution in those dying moments.
Section 3. The Turning Point. Choking the run flow.
So you're probably wondering, where was that 6-run margin actually earned? The strategic data points clearly and definitively to Krunal Pandya, the player of the match. In a super high-pressure chase where almost 400 runs were scored overall, Pandya stepped up, delivered 4 overs, conceded only 17 runs, and took 2 vital wickets, all while operating at a stunning economy rate of 4.25. Actually, while sitting in the dugout during the first innings, Pandya realized that taking the pace off the ball was the absolute key to this particular surface. So, right when Punjab was building serious momentum in the middle overs, Pandya's masterclass in defensive spin bowling became the statistical chokehold that completely derailed their chase. But, it wasn't a solo act. Let's look at how this brilliantly built across the entire bowling unit. Step 1 was Krunal Pandya choking that run flow in the middle overs, like we just talked about. Step 2 was Yash Diyal stepping up with incredibly tight bowling, giving up just 18 runs in his 3 overs and grabbing a crucial wicket. And Step 3? That was the seasoned veteran Bhuvneshwar Kumar delivering an absolute masterclass in death bowling. In those chaotic, high-stress final overs against a set Shashank Singh, Bhuvi's cold-blooded execution ensured RCB defended the total. It was a perfectly united, strategic masterclass. And honestly, the absolute perfect punctuation mark to this whole on-field narrative came from RCB's captain himself, Rajat Patidar. This is a man who led a squad that achieved a record 8 away wins this season. When asked to sum up his feelings, he proudly grabbed the microphone and belted out the famous fan rallying cry, "Isala Cup Namdu," which for those who don't know translates to, "This year, the cup is ours." For years, rival fans used that exact phrase to mock RCB's failures, but Patidar, standing up there on the podium, powerfully reclaimed it as a triumphant reality.
Moving to Section 4, Kings of the Season, the IPL 2025 Awards.
So while RCB took home the ultimate team prize, taking a broader look at the individual accolades reveals a pretty fascinating contrast. The top awards actually went to players from entirely different franchises. Mumbai Indians' Surya Kumar Yadav was named Most Valuable Player, racking up 717 runs at a crazy strike rate of 168. Meanwhile, the Gujarat Titans completely swept the traditional stat categories. Sai Sudarshan won the Orange Cap with a massive 759 runs, and his teammate Prasidh Krishna, who bounced back incredibly after missing 2 whole years by the way, won the Purple Cap with 25 wickets. It really just proves that while you might have the absolute best individual statistical performers, winning the IPL requires a perfectly cohesive team peaking at exactly the right time.
And just to quickly round out the rest of the season's standouts for you, Sai Sudarshan's incredible production also earned him the Emerging Player and Fantasy King awards. Rajasthan's Vaibhav Sriyavanshi was the super striker with a mind-boggling strike rate of over 206. Nicholas Puran hammered the most sixes, clearing the ropes 40 times. Mohammad Siraj bowled the most dot balls with 151, and Chennai Super Kings took home the Fair Play Award. So as you can see, a truly spread-out field of excellence across all 74 games.
Finally, Section 5, the brand bandwagon, capitalizing on culture.
Because let's be real, an 18-year drought ending isn't just sports news. It's a massive commercial shockwave. The power of real-time marketing was on full display here. Puma, RCB's official kit partner, instantly dropped a special jersey reading "Played Bold." But look at what the quick commerce platforms did. They were incredibly creative. Blinkit released this great video showing the IPL Cup being delivered to Bengaluru by one of their partners. Swiggy followed suit by literally transforming their in-app GPS tracker into an executive riding a bike to deliver the trophy. And Zomato, they kept it culturally resonant by simply posting "Isala Cup Namdu." These brands completely understood that this wasn't just a cricket win. It was a highly emotional, highly shareable cultural phenomenon.
But honestly, perhaps the most masterful alignment came from Lego India. They put out this beautifully animated tribute to Virat Kohli, pairing his historic weight perfectly with their core product identity. The text read, "Some waited for years, some questioned loyalty, but greatness, that's built brick by brick. Champions at last." I mean, wow. It's just a perfect example of a brand seamlessly taking a raw sports narrative of patience and resilience and weaving it right into its own identity. So the crucial point to take away from this explainer is that RCB didn't just win a cricket match. They exercised an 18-year-old ghost through precise bowling, collective batting, and unwavering resilience, shutting down cities and breaking the internet in the process. Which leaves us with one final fascinating question as we look to the future. RCB finally broke the 18-year curse. But does this singular, emotional victory mark the beautiful end of an era for legends like Kohli? Or is this the confident beginning of a brand new IPL dynasty? Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer. Hey everyone!